Tokyo for a week and looked at these toilets, and yes, they were amazing. I've never seen any toilets like this. But then again, I saw also something else. I saw something that I thought was much bigger than any toilets. I saw the way that people of Tokyo came back after the longest lockdown in history. It just happened to be that week. And I was so moved by what I saw, because in Europe, the end of the lockdowns were always catastrophic. But in Tokyo, it was the opposite. It was people treated everything with a lot of respect, and they had barbecues in these cemeteries and parks, and they had parties, but they left it immaculate. And there was a great sense of responsibility for the common places and the common good, and treated each other with much more respect than I was used to. And I realized in Japan, the sense of the common good was even heightened after the pandemic. And that really touched me. So I told these people who had invited me to look at toilets, I told them the truth. Yes, your toilets do inspire me, but they inspired me for something very different. They inspired me to tell a story in Tokyo that I think is bigger than the story of the architects and their creation. It's a story of the common good. And I would love to tell a story about a caretaker of these toilets and be able to talk about Japan and the love of small things. And I thought I'd talk myself out of a great job. And to my amazement, they said, yes, go for it. So what do we need? I said, we need a good script and a great actor. And that was the beginning.
今度は今度。今は今。
今は今。
Let me start with the dreams, because we called them dreams in the script. We wrote it in at the end of the first day. He reads his book and then he falls asleep, and I had this intuition that for a moment I would like to see the afterglow of that day, in what he remembered or what survived in his brain from that day. And I said that would be great to see, and I suggested it would be just little moments of light and his favorite trees, and with just passing little impressions of the day. And we loved it. And then we started to write, because the film is so much his routine, that we started also the dreams in as if they were part of his routine. Only that when it came to shooting the film, and we realized we had to do it very fast, and I only had 17 days, I couldn't possibly shoot those dreams. There was no time for us. And then I turned to my wife. She's been on all my films for the last 25 years as still photographer. And I said, this time you have a better job. And I explained to her that she was going to be the dream factory, and that she on her own had to produce these dreams and had to produce these little flashes of the day for every shooting day of the film. And the trees from the beginning were in the film, because in a city like Tokyo, everything is man-made, everything. The houses, the streets, the stuff you work with, the toilets, the car. The only thing that is not man-made basically are the trees, and of course, the light and the sky. So we soon defined Hariyama through his love for the light and for this beautiful thing that the Japanese komorebi, which is the play of light and shadows produced by dreams. And we loved the idea that trees were his friends. So trees became an important part in his daily life. And we became very attentive of the trees that we saw in the course of the film, and we filmed a lot. And then finally in the course of the film, he even gets a tomodachi tree, his tree friend, that his niece assigns him to.
Cine, música, series, libros, teatro, artes plásticas, gastronomía, todo el mundo de la cultura y el entretenimiento aquí en El Tiempo. Suscríbase al canal de YouTube del Tiempo, que además es gratis, y le mandamos notificaciones de nuevos videos.